Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to set up Rebelle 8 for a low-powered or an underpowered machine. I have a Surface Pro 11. This is the 10-core Snapdragon variant, which means it is the weakest of the weak as far as this model goes. We're going to look at a few things. We're going to look first at setting up the canvas, canvas DPI. Then we're going to look at some of the visual settings and brush settings in order to make the canvas just feel liquidy and buttery smooth and fast and low latency. This image here is part of a tutorial series that Daniel Ibanez, I think that's close. I butchered it in the last video. But that he and I are working on together. It's a course that highlights all of the biggest features in Rebelle. It teaches you how to paint from his painting background. He is an art teacher and a successful one for a long time now. And we're going to be going through how to use Rebelle and also improve your technical skills at the same time. So look for a link. You can find more about that in our Discord channel. All right, let's look first at setup. So we're going to go here to File and New. Now here, when you are setting up, like this is always a little too wide for my taste. When you're setting up your canvas, I choose a smaller canvas size and a lower DPI. You don't need to go this small. The reason I do this is, for one, Rebelle 8 has nanopixel 2.0, which means that you can expand and export your painting at a much, much higher resolution. So this doesn't make too much of a difference. If you're just creating art for the internet, having a lower DPI like 96 or 72, this is just fine. It's going to look the same. It's just when you start printing that you want to bring that DPI up closer to 300. And check with the printer and make sure that you have the specifications needed for what they're looking for before you start and create your canvas. Okay, now I'm from America in California, and so I have this set to inch because that works best for my brain, and I chose 5 to 7 inches because this is a nice portrait size. We're going to cancel this instead of creating this canvas. This canvas is already set like that, which we can see by going in the Tools panel to Canvas Size. This is keyboard shortcut Control-Alt-C. Clicking here, this will tell us what the image size actually is. We choose inches. You can see I have 6 by 8 inches. DPI is set at 200, and we have this set to fractal. Now, bilinear, this is going to be a little bit softer, fuzzier. Fractal is going to be a little bit sharper. And this is okay. This is not a bad size for us. And if you really need to maximize the performance, then dropping that, in this situation, dropping this down to, say, 96, click OK. This is really going to help speed that up. You can see here we still have this nice canvas. The image looks very similar. It's not exactly the same, but very similar. And one thing that seems like it probably is self-explanatory, but for me was new information, is that I'm going to need to resize my brushes. So this one, my paint tube brush, this is a slow brush at every resolution. So you'll find it not the most low latency. You can see it kind of dragging behind a little bit. Now, if I'm using a brush, let's say bristle round, and I go to a higher DPI, this will be a smaller brush. If I go to a lower DPI, this will be a larger brush. There is settings inside of texture brushes to accommodate for this. Notice this option DPI inside of grain, inside of shape and grain tab in the texture brushes. This allows for that to automatically scale, so you don't have to do that. In bristle brushes, we do not have that option, so be aware. Now looking at settings, visual settings, keyboard shortcut F12. We have rendering here, real shader and soft shadows. Soft shadows uses the CPU. Real shader does not use the CPU, it uses the GPU, which if you don't have one, then it's using your CPU. So keep in mind, these two will play a big role. Turning soft shadows off will speed up for a faster experience. And also turning off nanopixel, this will do a very similar thing and speed it up even further. You can see the difference between the two. Some of it is seeing the canvas texture. So the texture scale, 25% texture scale on a lower DPI screen is going to look larger, closer to 50, 75, or 100% texture scale. So if I bring this up here, you can see kind of the difference. Notice that that expands a little bit more. The dots, the texture of the canvas. So turning off nanopixel and soft shadows, this will increase the speed. And let's look at the last option here. If you're in a brush, let's look at this bristle brush. Stroke, spacing right here, spacing set to 12. This is okay. Again, I'm on a weird layer. Let's bring this up so it looks normal. So nice and creamy. Spacing of 12 is okay. If we bring this down to 1, this is going to be a lot more system intensive. Bring this up. It's going to be less, but it looks laggy. It's actually not lagging. It's spacing these out further. There's more of a gap here. So if you're struggling, a certain brush is really causing issues, I would recommend bringing the spacing up above 10 and lower than, say, 30 or 40. But you'll see, you'll be able to notice what works well and what doesn't. All right, guys, if you have additional questions or additional tips for speeding up Rebelle 8, and again, this version, the bristle brushes are actually faster than the texture brushes inside of Rebelle 7. So if you have a computer and it's running Rebelle 7 and it's a little slow, Rebelle 8 is not going to be worse. So you can definitely use it and see an improvement in performance in Rebelle 8 over Rebelle 7. As a lot of these tips will also work on Rebelle 7. So give them a shot and let me hear in the comments how it improved the performance for you. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay creative and have a wonderful day. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, come on over. There's a lot of free assets there. We have free brushes and the free super smart ChatGPT 5 Rebelle support bot is something that I built, and it has all the information from both the Rebelle 7 and Rebelle 8 manuals, as well as information that I've been teaching it. So it does a very impressive job answering questions, and you can get your questions answered pretty close to instantly, usually within about 5 seconds. All right, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay creative and have a wonderful day.